Yeah, namaste and good afternoon to you all. This is Rajat Acharya from Agile Solutions Private Limited. आजको हाम्रो वेबिनार automating audit, risk and compliance using Galvanize's audit analytics, CAAT and GRC applications लिएर हामी तपाईहरु सामु आएका छौं। हामीले आज जोइन गरिदिनु भएकोमा फर्स्ट अफ अल थ्यांक यू अल very much अफिस आवर्स को टाइममा पनि आइदिनु भएकोमा। Without any delay इभेन्ट को अगाडितिर फर्मली अगाडि बढौं। This webinar session is being recorded, as you can see. यसको यो इभेन्ट को रेकर्डिङ र यसमा युज भएको कन्टेन्ट त्यस्तै स्लाइड्सहरु चाहिँ हामीले मेल गरिदिने छौं सबै पार्टिसिपेन्ट्सहरुलाई आफ्टर द इभेन्ट। त्यस्तै अब अहिले सबैजनाको माइक म्युट भएको पनि हुन सक्छ। If you have any questions, we recommend that the questions are kindly last को question answer session मा राख्दिनु होला chat को थ्रुबाट। यस्तो केही डिफिकल्टी छ भने you can also turn your mic on। तर सबै क्वेशन्सहरु चाहिँ हामीले क्वेशन एन्सर सेसनलाई नै प्रिजर्भ गरौँ, त्यतिन्जेल नोट गरेर बस्दिनु होला। सो फर्स्ट हाम्रो वेबिनारको एजेन्डाको एउटा क्विक समरी दिइहालौँ। आज हामी के कुरा डिस्कस गर्छौं त इभेन्टमा भन्दाखेरि फर्स्टमा चाहिँ हामीले CAAT र GRC को भनौं न एउटा ओभरभ्यू जस्तो मार्केट सिचुएसन इन्डस्ट्रीको सिनारियो हेर्छौं। त्यसपछि सेकेन्डमा हामीले चाहिँ ग्याल्भनाइजको हाइबोन्ड र ACL रोबोटिक्स प्रोडक्ट्सहरुको बारेमा डिस्कस गर्छौं। त्यसपछि हामी वी मुभ अन टु सेम सोलुसन्सको फिचर्सहरु के छ र बेनिफिट्सहरु कस्तो पाउन सकिन्छ अर्गनाइजेसनहरुले त्यसबाट भन्ने कुरा हेर्छौं। त्यसपछि हामी टुवर्ड्स द एन्ड अफ द सेसन हाम्रो चाहिँ एउटा फुल भनौं न सोलुसन वक थ्रु जस्तो हुन्छ, जसमा चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो सोलुसनको डेमोन्स्ट्रेसन दिन्छौं र त्यसमा कस्तो फिचर्सहरु छ त्यो तपाईहरुले लाइभ हेर्न सक्नुहुनेछ। र फाइनली we'll have the question answer round जहाँ चाहिँ तपाईहरुले आफ्नो क्वेरीज आफ्नो क्वेशन्सहरु राख्न सक्नुहुन्छ। And our speaker for today will be answering your questions through chat or through the okay. So event मा अगाडि भन्नुभन्दा अगाडि I think we'd like to introduce ourselves. Agile Solutions Private Limited as a company established भएको 2008 मा त्यहाँदेखि 13 years plus हामीले चाहिँ we have been implementing leading business solutions to companies, larger corporations देखि लिएर small and medium scale businesses सम्म across multiple industries and हामीले चाहिँ अपरेसनमा छौं, not just in Nepal but in other 5 countries as well। हामीले चाहिँ इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन्सहरु गरिसकेको एक्सपिरियन्स पनि छ। र रेकग्निसनको कुरा गर्नु पर्दा we are Microsoft Gold Certified Partners in Enterprise Resource Planning ERP solutions। र त्यस्तै अरु सोलुसन्सहरुको कुरा गर्नु पर्दा चाहिँ Dynamics 365 जुन चाहिँ कस्टमर रिलेसनशिप म्यानेजमेन्ट र बिजनेस इन्टेलिजेन्स सोलुसन्समा पनि हामी एकदमै प्रोमिनेन्टली काम गरिरहेका छौं। र obviously Galvanize जुन सोलुसनको बारेमा आज हामी डिस्कस गर्दैछौं त्यसको we are the sole distributors in Nepal। So yeah, I'd like you all to meet our speaker for today, Mr. Gaurav Joshi. He is the head of business development at Satori Group India. Satori Group, also the co-organizers of this webinar, are master distributors of Galvanize for Asia and Indian subcontinent. So he will be walking you through most of the event today and will also be presenting you with the demonstration of the Galvanize solution and its most important features in the second half of the event. अब अगाडि बढ्दा हुन्छ जस्तो देखेँ मैले फर्मली नै। सो या तपाईले इभेन्टको टाइटलमा नै देखिसक्नुभयो CAAT र GRC चाहिँ आज हाम्रो फोकस एउटा काइन्ड अफ कीवर्ड जस्तो भनौं न। हामीले यति दुईटा निशमै बसेर कुरा गर्छौं। सो कम्प्युटर असिस्टेड अडिट टेक्निक CAAT भनेको के हो भन्ने कुरा अब आई एम श्योर मोस्ट अफ यु नो। इट्स अ टुल सिम्पली युज्ड बाइ अडिटर्स फर अडिटिङ एन्ड इट्स एज सिम्पल एज द्याट। यो टुलले चाहिँ अब इट हेल्प्स अडिटर्स identify irregularities and discrepancies कुनै छ कि डेटामा ट्रान्ज्याक्सनमा or क्याल्कुलेसनमा अथवा रिपोर्टमा हैन त्यस्तो इन्कन्सिस्टेन्सीजहरु चाहिँ आइडेन्टिफाई गर्न र त्यसलाई चाहिँ रेमेडी कसरी गर्ने कसरी मिटिगेट गर्ने भन्ने हेल्प गर्ने हो। यो टुलको हेल्पको थ्रुबाट चाहिँ इन्टरनल अकाउन्टिङ र अडिटिङ डिपार्टमेन्टहरुले चाहिँ एउटा भनौं न रादर देन एउटा स्ट्याटिस्टिकल डेटा भन्दा पनि एउटा मिनिङफुल रिजल्ट्स मोर एनालाइटिकल डिसिजन्सहरु चाहिँ प्रोड्युस गर्न सकिरहनु भएको हुन्छ। So you tools say it's not just limited to an industry or a sector मात्रै or a business environment मात्रै नभएर it's used worldwide and it's very prominently growing in demand पहिले चाहिँ हैन। अनि यसले चाहिँ अब भनौं न एक्युरेसी र एफिसिएन्सी जुन हाम्रो अडिटमा एउटा सबैभन्दा इम्पोर्टेन्ट एस्पेक्ट्सहरु नै चाहिँ यसमा चाहिँ त्यसले इम्प्रुभ गर्ने हेल्प गर्छ हैन। किनभने अब डिफरेन्ट डिपार्टमेन्ट्सहरुमा चाहिँ डिपेन्डेन्सीजहरु भइरहेको हुन्छ हैन। त्यो कुरालाई चाहिँ यसले एलिमिनेट गरेर अडिटर्सहरुलाई चाहिँ एउटा फुल कन्ट्रोल दिन्छ थ्रु द हेल्प अफ अ सिस्टम जहाँ चाहिँ सबै डेटाहरु इजिली र रेडिली चाहिँ एक्सेस गर्न र त्यसलाई प्रोसेस गर्न सकियो हैन। त्यस्तै अब डेटा कलेक्ट गर्नु प्रोजेक्ट गर्नु त आफ्नो ठाउँमा एउटा इम्पोर्टेन्ट छँदैछ, त्यसको रिपोर्टिङको पार्ट पनि एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ हैन। एउटा भनौँ न एउटा एकदम भनौँ एउटा टिडिएस खालको स्प्रेडसिटमा डेटा प्रेजेन्ट गर्नुभन्दा पनि त्यसको मिनिङफुल रिजल्ट्सहरू चाहिँ स्पेसली डिसिजन मेकर्सहरूलाई होइन कुनै पनि अर्गनाइजेसनको त्यो इन्टरनली कसरी सर्कुलेट गर्ने त्यसलाई कसरी चाहिँ मोर इम्प्याक्ट त्यसले कसरी दिने होइन त्यस्तै एउटा काइन्ड अफ इन्टरेक्टिभ र एउटा इन्गेजिङ खालको रिजल्ट्सहरू रिपोर्टिङ कसरी गर्ने भन्ने कुरामा पनि सिएटी एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट भयो। अब यसलाई हामीले सोल्युसनसँग रिलेट गरेर चाहिँ एकछिनपछि टुवर्ड्स दि अदर हाफ द सेसन हेर्ने नै छौँ। हामी नेक्स्ट आजको टपिक भनेको जिआरसी विच इज रफली गभर्नेन्स रिस्क एन्ड कम्प्लायन्स भन्छौँ हामीले होइन। यो चाहिँ एउटा अब के भन्दाखेरि इट्स अ काइन्ड अफ स्ट्राटेजी जसले चाहिँ म्यानेज अर्गनाइजेसन्सहरूले चाहिँ एउटा ओभरअल भनौँ न गभर्नेन्स रिस्क र कम्प्लायन्स बेसिकलीलाई चाहिँ म्यानेज गर्ने र त्यसलाई चाहिँ अलवेज बिङ एउटा स्ट्यान्डर्डाइज प्रोसेसमा कसरी लिएर जाने भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ हेल्प गर्ने एउटा स्ट्राटेजी हो होइन। सो अब जिआरसी सफ्टवेयर चाहिँ अहिलेको सिचुएसनमा स्पेसली इट हेज बिकम इसेन्सियल नै भन्दा पनि हुन्छ होइन, स्पेसली विथ दि अनगोइङ कोभिड। अब यस्तै फ्युचरमा यस्तै सिनारियोजहरू पनि आउला अथवा कुनै च्यालेन्जेस आउला होइन। त्यो मात्रै नभएर अब अर्गनाइजेसनमा एट टाइम्स रिस्कहरू त इमर्ज भइरहेकै हुन्छ होइन। प्लस अब अडिटिङ भनेको एउटा कन्टिन्युस प्रोसेस, कम्प्लायन्स भनेको एउटा कन्टिन्युस प्रोसेस भएको कारणले जिआरसी सफ्टवेयरले चाहिँ बेसिकली गर्ने के हो त भन्दाखेरि जुन हाम्रो अब भनौँ न एउटा म्यानुअल काम गरिरहेको हुन्छौँ हामीले होइन, त्यसबाट चाहिँ कहिले काहीँ अब ह्युमन एरर्स पनि आइरहेको हुन्छ, एक्युरेसीमा प्रब्लम हुन्छ, डेटामा क्रेडिबिलिटी हुँदैन होइन, अब अडिटको इन्टेग्रिटीमा चाहिँ एउटा ल्याकिङ भइरहेको हुन्छ। त्यस्तो कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ नम्बर 1 अटोमेट गर्छ, नम्बर 2 त्यसलाई प्रोटेक्ट गर्छ र नम्बर 3 त्यसलाई इम्प्रुभ गर्छ भनौँ न। सो अब यो अटोमेसन भन्ने वर्ड चाहिँ आजको हाम्रो अर्को किवर्ड पनि हुन्छ है, किनभने अब द होल पोइन्ट अफ दिस इभेन्ट इज कुनै पनि म्यानुअल काम हामीले जुन गरिरहेछौँ अहिलेको सेक्टरमा अहिलेको सिनारियोमा त्यसलाई चाहिँ कसरी चाँडोभन्दा चाँडो भनौँ न एउटा एक्युरेटली र एफिसियन्टली गर्न सकिन्छ, त्यो पनि टेक्नोलोजीको थ्रुबाट भन्ने नै हाम्रो इभेन्टको गोल हो नि त। सो त्यो भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि अब अर्गनाइजेसनलाई चाहिँ भनौँ न उनीहरूको गोलसँग कसरी अलाइन गर्न सकिन्छ होइन। त्यस्तै अब इमर्जिङ थ्रेट्सहरू के छ अर्गनाइजेसनमा, के रिस्कहरू छ जसलाई चाहिँ अर्जेन्टली रिमुभ गर्नुपर्ने छ अथवा एड्रेस गर्नुपर्ने छ होइन। अनि एट द सेम टाइम अब कम्प्लायन्स पनि त एभ्री टाइम भनौँ न कम्प्लायन्ट हुनु पऱ्यो, रेगुलेसन्सहरू त चेन्ज भइरहेको हुन्छ। जस्तै ओभरअल भनौँ न एउटा जस्तो च्यालेन्जिङ सिनारियोमा चाहिँ इट्स इजी टु सी वाइ यो जुन स्ट्याट्सहरू हामीले प्रेजेन्ट गरेको छौँ यो तपाईँले हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। इट्स अ स्टडी कन्डक्टेड बाई क्वान्टिबेट होइन। यो चाहिँ एउटा एभरेजमा हेर्दाखेरि 69% अफ एक्जिक्युटिभ्स चाहिँ अहिले पनि उहाँहरूको रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्ट पोलिसिजहरूबाट चाहिँ सेटिस्फाइड हुनुहुन्न भनौँ न। यसले चाहिँ फ्युचरमा चाहिँ मिट गर्दैन हाम्रो डिमान्ड भन्ने कुरामा स्योर हुनुहुन्छ भनेपछि कति एभर चेन्जिङ छ यो सेक्टर भनेर बुझिहालिन्छ होइन। त्यस्तै अब मोर देन हाफ अर्गनाइजेसन्सले चाहिँ एउटा पास्ट 3 इयर्समा एउटा क्रिटिकल रिस्क इभेन्ट भोगेकै हुन्छ होइन। यो रिस्क भनेको इट्स अ नेचुरल प्रोसेस होइन। अनि त्यस्तै अब मोर देन 65% अर्गनाइजेसन्स आर स्टिल अपरेटिङ बेसिक जिआरसी मेथड्स भन्ने पनि एउटा स्टडीले देखाउँछ। भनेपछि एउटा रोबस्ट सोल्युसन चाहिँ चाहिने हुन्छ जसले चाहिँ गभर्नेन्स रिस्क र कम्प्लायन्सलाई चाहिँ नट जस्ट एउटा स्ट्रिमलाइन गर्ने बट त्यसको इम्प्रुभमेन्टको थ्रुबाट अर्गनाइजेसनले चाहिँ एउटा अपरेसनल रेजिलियन्स भनौँ न। जस्तै अब कुनै पनि सिचुएसनमा चाहिँ अर्गनाइजेसनलाई धेरै हर्ट नहुने अथवा ड्यामेज नहुने खालको लसहरू, अनवान्टेड लसहरू प्रिभेन्ट गर्ने, त्यो पनि एकदमै मिनिमल एफर्ट र कस्टबाट, बिकज द्याट्स द होल पोइन्ट अफ अटोमेसन। सो अब यहाँ हामीले कुरा गऱ्यौँ सिएटी र जिआरसीको होइन। सिएटी र जिआरसीको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ भनौँ न सिएटी र जिआरसी चाहिँ यो दुइटै इन्टरकनेक्टेड इन्टर रिलेटेड फिल्ड्स त हो होइन। तर अब डिफ्रेन्ट सोल्युसन्सले चाहिँ युजली डिफ्रेन्ट कुरा केटर गरिरहेको हुन्छ होइन। अब यो सबै कुरालाई चाहिँ कसरी एउटै प्लेटफर्ममा लिएर आउने त अथवा एउटै इन्भेस्टमेन्टबाट दुइटै कुराको बेनिफिट कसरी लिने त भन्ने कुरा एकदम क्रिटिकल हुन्छ। सो द्याट्स वेयर ग्याल्भनाइज एक्चुली कम्स इन होइन। ग्याल्भनाइजको तपाईँले एउटा सानो इन्ट्रोडक्सन हेर्नु पर्दाखेरि ग्याल्भनाइज भनेको चाहिँ एउटा लिडिङ अवार्ड विनिङ सिएटी एन्ड जिआरसी एप्लिकेसन्स प्रोभाइडर हो, क्यानेडियन बेस्ड कम्पनी हो। यसले चाहिँ अडिट अटोमेसन, रिस्क र कम्प्लायन्स म्यानेजमेन्टलाई चाहिँ केटर गरिरहेको हुन्छ होइन। उनीहरूको मिसन भनेकै इट्स टु युनाइट टिम्स विथ देयर सोल्युसन्स होइन, जसले गर्दा चाहिँ अर्गनाइजेसनहरूमा एउटा स्ट्यान्डर्डाइजेसन आउँछ, एउटा सिक्युरिटी, एउटा रिलायबिलिटी र एफिसियन्सीको डेभलप हुन्छ भने एट द सेम टाइम रिस्कहरू पनि मिनिमाइज हुन्छ र अर्गनाइजेसन एट अल टाइम्स चाहिँ रुल्स र रेगुलेसनसँग चाहिँ कम्प्लायन्ट हुन सकोस् होइन। यो कुरा नै सबैभन्दा इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ। सो ग्याल्भनाइजको होल एउटा काइन्ड अफ बिजनेस मोडल नै त्यसैमा डिपेन्डेन्ट भएर उनीहरू चाहिँ कस्टमर फर्स्ट र कस्टमरको सेक्युरिटीलाई चाहिँ एकदम हाई प्रायोरिटीमा राखिरहेको हुन्छ। जसको कारणले गर्दाखेरि एज यु क्यान सी अन द स्क्रिन फरेस्टर, गार्टनर जस्तो एउटा ग्लोबल भनौँ न ऱ्याङ्किङ एजेन्सिजहरूले पनि they have identified Galvanize as the leaders in GRC and IT risk management respectively. त्यो चाहिँ अब 2020 को डेटा अनुसार त्यस्तो छ। अब अरू फ्यु एउटा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ फ्याक्ट्सहरू ग्याल्भनाइजको कुरा गर्नु पर्दाखेरि 6,000 कस्टमर्स अलरेडी छ उनीहरूको होइन, अक्रस 130 कन्ट्रिज अभियसली अवार्ड विनिङ कम्पनी हो मैले भनिहालेँ। तर वाट मेक्स ग्याल्भनाइज भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ अब द ब्युटी यसको के छ भन्दाखेरि मैले अघि भने जस्तै सबै कुरा चाहिँ यसले एउटा सिंगल इन्टिग्रेटेड प्लेटफर्मबाट प्रोभाइड गर्छ होइन, जसको मतलब के हो त भन्दा मल्टिपल पर्पजको लागि मल्टिपल एप्लिकेसन्सहरू इम्प्लिमेन्ट गरिराख्नु परेन, सबै कुरा एउटै सोल्युसन एउटै प्लेटफर्मबाट पाइने भयो, त्यसले डिफ्रेन्ट तपाईँको पर्पजलाई चाहिँ केटर गर्ने भयो। सो द्याट्स वान थिङ। अब ग्याल्भनाइजको टु मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेन्ट कम्पोनेन्ट्सहरूको कुरा गर्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नम्बर 1 मा हामीसँग हाई बन्ड भनेर छ होइन। हाई बन्डले चाहिँ के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि यो चाहिँ ग्याल्भनाइजको GRC टुल हो होइन, जसले चाहिँ अब एउटा काइन्ड अफ भनौँ न स्ट्रङ्गर सेक्युरिटी, रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्ट, कम्प्लायन्स र एउटा अस्योरेन्सको चाहिँ बेनिफिट्सहरू प्रोभाइड गरिरहेको हुन्छ। अब यो बनेकै तपाईँको रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्ट, कम्प्लायन्स र अडिट प्रोफेसनल्सहरूको लागि हो भनेपछि यसको काम भनेकै पनि के भयो त रिस्क र थ्रेटलाई चाहिँ म्यानेज आइडेन्टिफाई र रेमेडी गर्ने होइन, अनि एउटा अडिट वर्क फ्लोलाई चाहिँ अटोमेट गरिदिने र इन्टरनल कन्ट्रोल्सहरूलाई अब टेस्ट गर्ने, मेजर गर्ने होइन, अनि एट अल टाइम्स कम्प्लायन्सलाई चाहिँ मोनिटर गर्ने होइन। त्यो पनि अनि कसरी त भन्दाखेरि थ्रु द हेल्प अफ मिनिमल कस्टमाइजेसन, जुन भनेको चाहिँ के हो त भन्दाखेरि एउटा कुनै पनि भनौँ न सफ्टवेयर हाल्दाखेरि एउटा पेन के हुन्छ त अब एभ्री टाइम कस्टमाइजेसन गर्नु पर्यो होइन, तर त्यो चाहिँ यो केसमा हुँदैन। के भनेको एउटा सोल्युसन छ आउट अफ द बक्स जुन ग्याल्भनाइजले बनाएको छ, त्यही सोल्युसन जस्ट डिप्लोय गर्ने मात्रै काम हुन्छ होइन। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि तपाईँको एउटा कम्प्लेक्स कस्टमाइजेसनको वेबबाट त्यो ह्यासललाई चाहिँ रिमुभ गर्यो। भनेपछि अर्को भनेको क्लाउड बेस्ड यसको आर्किटेक्चर चाहिँ फुल्ली क्लाउड बेस्ड प्रडक्ट भएको कारणले भनौँ न एउटा इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर मेन्टेन गर्ने अथवा सर्भरहरू ह्यान्डल गर्ने त्यो IT डिपेन्डेन्सी भएन, जस्ट प्लग एन्ड प्ले जस्तो पनि भयो एक हिसाबले भन्दाखेरि होइन। जस्ट अरू त्यो टाइम जुन हामीले IT रिसोर्स र उसमा इन्भेस्ट गर्न सक्छौँ त्यो टाइम चाहिँ हामीले डिसिजन मेकिङमा इन्भेस्ट गर्न सकियो। अनि अर्को भनेको अब अभियसली आजको अर्को किवर्ड भनेको थिएँ मैले अटोमेसन पनि भइहाल्यो होइन। अब अटोमेसन यो चाहिँ हाइबन्डमा बिल्ट इन डेटा अटोमेसनको केपेबिलिटिजहरू हुन्छ होइन। सो यो भनेकै के हो त भन्दा अब इन्टायर तपाईँको GRC र क्याट प्रोसेस हुन्छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ अब एउटा काइन्ड अफ प्लानिङदेखि लिएर एक्जिक्युसनको स्टेजसम्म चाहिँ हाइली अटोमेटेड हुन्छ होइन। यसले चाहिँ अब म्यानुअल टास्कहरू अटोमेट गर्ने, त्यस्तै अब अर्गनाइजेसन वाइड जुन डेटा हुन्छ हाम्रो मल्टिपल सोर्सेसमा त्यसलाई चाहिँ एक ठाउँमा लिएर आउने अनि त्यसबाट एउटा मिनिङफुल रिजल्ट्सहरू निकाल्ने, अनि अपरेसन भनौँ न अपरेसनललाई चाहिँ कुनै पनि खालको डिस्ट्रप्सन नहुने त्यस्तो खालको बेनिफिट्स चाहिँ यसले प्रोभाइड गरेर आएको हुन्छ होइन। अनि त्यसमा अब रिस्कमा अब अडिटमा कम्प्लायन्समा जस्तो ग्याप्सहरू हुन्छ, त्यो ग्याप्स जुन इमिडिएट रिस्कहरू छ, इमिडिएट ग्याप्सहरू छ होइन, त्यस्तो कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ आइडेन्टिफाई गरेर त्यसमा चाहिँ रेस्पोन्ड गर्न हेल्प गर्छ। त्यस्तै अर्को छ हामीसँग सेकेन्डमा ACL रोबोटिक्स हो। ACL रोबोटिक्स भनेको चाहिँ बेसिकली डेटा अटोमेसन टेक्नोलोजी हो ग्याल्भनाइजको होइन, जसले चाहिँ अटोमेसनकै थ्रुबाट अब तपाईँको एन्टायर लाइफ साइकल जेसुकै होस्, वेदर इट इज अडिटिङ होइन, रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्ट होस् अथवा इन्टरनल कन्ट्रोल्स होस्, यसले चाहिँ अब स्टार्टिङ फ्रम भनौँ न सपोज डेटा एक्विजिसनदेखि डेटा क्लेन्जिङ, तपाईँको एनालिसिस होला, रिपोर्टिङको पार्ट हुन्छ होइन। अनि त्यो अब त्यो जुन आयो रिपोर्टिङ त्यसमा के एक्सन लिने भन्नेसम्म होइन चाहिँ एउटा अटोमेसनको मोडलमा लिएर जान्छ यसले। सो भनेपछि यसले चाहिँ एउटा इम्पावर गर्ने भयो अर्गनाइजेसन र टिमलाई चाहिँ के गर्न त भन्दा नट जस्ट अडिट र रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्टको कस्ट र एफर्ट घटाउन, बट अल्सो तपाईँको अब डिपार्टमेन्टल भनौँ न इन्टर डिपार्टमेन्टल एउटा जुन साइलोज हुन्छ नि अर्गनाइजेसनमा, डिफ्रेन्ट डिपार्टमेन्ट आफ्नो आफ्नो हिसाबले चलिरहेको हुन्छ, त्यो डिपार्टमेन्टहरूलाई कसरी एकतिर लिएर आउने, कसरी युनिफाई गर्ने होइन। जस्तै अब IT होला डिपार्टमेन्ट, रिस्क होला होइन, कम्प्लायन्स होला, त्यस्तो डिपार्टमेन्टहरूलाई एक ठाउँमा लिएर आएर त्यो एउटा अर्गनाइजेसन वाइड एउटा स्ट्रङ्गर गभर्नेन्स चाहिँ कसरी बिल्ड गर्ने त्यो कुरामा हेल्प गर्ने भयो होइन। अनि अब त्यो इमिडिएट इन्साइट्सहरू पाउने भयो तपाईँहरूले, अब रियल टाइम KPIsहरू हेर्न मिल्यो होइन, भिजुअलाइजेसन एकदम स्ट्रङ हुने भयो, इन्टरेक्टिभ रिपोर्ट्सहरू अनि डेटामा भएको हिडन प्याटर्न्सहरू होइन, जसले चाहिँ अब के इम्प्लाइ गर्छ अथवा के थ्रेट्सहरूलाई चाहिँ त्यसले भनौँ न प्रेडिक्ट गरिरहेछ कि त्यस्तो कुराहरूले चाहिँ छिटै एड्रेस गर्न र मिटिगेट गर्न चाहिँ हेल्प गर्ने भयो। अब आई थिङ्क वी क्यान मुभ अन टु दि की फिचर्स अफ ग्याल्भनाइज होइन। अब हामीले अघिदेखि कुरा गरेर अभियसली नम्बर 1 मा अडिट प्लानिङ र अटोमेसन भन्ने भयो। अडिट अटोमेसन चाहिँ अब धेरै अर्गनाइजेसन्सहरूको रिसेन्ट टाइम्समा हेर्दाखेरि एउटा च्यालेन्ज नै जस्तो भइसकेको छ होइन, स्पेसली इन टर्म्स अफ द प्रोसेस इट्सेल्फ नै भनौँ न। जस्तै अब जुन हिसाबले हामीले भनौँ न एउटा म्यानुअल र अलिकति ट्रेडिसनल अलिकति एउटा ह्युमन डिपेन्डेन्सीमा रहेर चाहिँ एउटा जस्तो हामीले अडिटको कामहरू गरिरहेछौँ, त्यसको रिलायबिलिटी, त्यसको एक्युरेसी, स्पेसली त्यसको स्पिड होइन, त्यो कुरा त अब भनौँ न एउटा समयको माग र मार्केटको डिमान्डसँग त कम्पेरिटिभ रहेन होइन। अब अहिले पहिला हामीले जसरी काम गर्थ्यौँ त्यसपालि अहिले गर्न थाल्यो भने त्यसले फ्युचरमा चाहिँ अभियसली धान्दैन, जुन अघि हामीले त्यो एउटा क्वान्टिटेटको स्टडीबाट पनि देखिसक्यौँ होइन। सो भनेपछि अब भनौँ न एउटा जस्ट सानो इक्जाम्पल, अब जस्तै मल्टिपल सिस्टम्सहरूबाट अब मल्टिपल भनौँ न डेटा रिकन्सिलिएसनहरू गर्दाखेरि अब एउटा डेटा एउटा सोर्सबाट तान्नुहुन्छ, अर्को सोर्स डेटा अर्को सोर्सबाट तानिएला, अनि त्यो गर्दै त्यसमा फेरि अब एक्सेलमा अथवा स्प्रेडसिटमा काम गर्यो हैन अनि त्यो गर्दाखेरि अब त्यो म्यानुअली इच एन्ड एभ्री डेटा चेक गर्नु पर्यो भनेको त इट्स अ लट अफ टाइम एन्ड एफर्ट द्याट कुड बी रिड्युस्ड हैन अनि त्यहाँ अब त्यो डेटामा पनि कतै डिस्क्रिपेन्सिज छ कि अथवा कतै अब फ्रडको पोसिबिलिटिज छ कि त्यो त इच एन्ड एभ्री कुरा म्यानुअली हेर्नु पर्यो अनि त्यो भनेको इजिली एउटा एस्टिमेसनको कुरा गर्दाखेरि द्याट्स 7 to 8 hours एभ्री मन्थ हैन कम्प्युटरमा पनि भनेको अब यो चाहिँ अब एउटा सिस्टमले चाहिँ यदि अटोमेट गर्न सक्छ भने वाइ नट हैन एनिवेज सो अडिट प्लानिङ एन्ड अटोमेसनको कुरा गर्दै थिएँ म हैन यसमा त्यही अब भनौँ न एउटा इन्टायर अडिट वर्क फ्लो जुन चाहिँ अब प्लानिङदेखि स्टार्ट भयो होइन रिस्क असेसमेन्ट अनि अब फिल्ड वर्क एनालिटिक्सको कुरा भयो इस्यु म्यानेजमेन्ट रिपोर्टिङ जुन हामीले अहिलेदेखि कुरा गरिरहेको थियौँ त्यो कुरा चाहिँ एउटा स्ट्यान्डर्डाइज सिस्टममा चाहिँ जाने भयो होइन जसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के भयो त्यसमा अडिट ट्रेल्सहरू बस्ने भयो जसले चाहिँ हाम्रो अडिटको इन्टेग्रिटी र त्यसको एउटा ट्रस्टवर्दिनेस चाहिँ बिल्ड गर्ने भयो त्यस्तै यसको एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट एउटा एकदम प्रोमिनेन्ट फिचर भनेको चाहिँ यसले चाहिँ अक्रस द अर्गनाइजेसन एउटा भनौँ न कोलाबोरेसन चाहिँ एकदम स्मुथ बनाउँछ किनभने मैले अहिले भने जस्तो ह्युमन र अथवा कुनै एउटा रिसोर्समा पर्टिकुलरली डिपेन्डेन्सी हुने भएन होइन अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हाम्रो एउटा स्पिडियर रेस्पोन्स हुने भयो भने स्मुथ वर्क फ्लो पनि स्मुथ हुने भयो र कुनै खालको हिकअप्सहरू त्यहाँ आउने भएन अनि त्यस्तै अब अन द गो एउटा कुनै मोबाइल एप्सहरू छ हाम्रो जुन ग्याल्भनाइजको एप छ त्यसबाट पनि अफलाइन काम गर्न सक्यो अथवा कुनै पनि डिभाइस फ्रम एनीवेयर फ्रम एनी डिभाइस काम गर्न सक्यो जसले चाहिँ यसको मोडर्न टाइम्समा चाहिँ एउटा प्रिपेयर्डनेस पनि देखाउँछ होइन सो द्याट्स अल अबाउट द अडिट अटोमेसन हामी नेक्स्ट फिचरमा जानु पर्दाखेरि ओके सो एन्टरप्राइज रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्ट होइन रिस्क त अभियसली अर्गनाइजेसन वाइड एउटा भइ नै राख्छ एट अल टाइम्स होइन वेदर इट इज लिगल रिस्क अथवा टेक्नोलोजिकल रिस्क होला होइन आइटीमा त्यस्तै फाइनेन्समा कमर्सियल रिस्क होला त्यस्तै एचआरमा भनौँ न सबै सेक्टर्समा एउटा रिस्क त भइ नै रहेको हुन्छ र त्यो रिस्कहरूलाई आइडेन्टिफाई गर्नु त्यसलाई असेस गर्नु र टाइमली त्यसलाई रेस्पोन्ड गर्नु र एट द सेम टाइम त्यो रेस्पोन्ड गरिसकेपछि त्यसलाई अब कन्सिस्टेन्टली मोनिटर कसरी गर्ने होइन त्यो गर्ने प्रोसेसलाई नै रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्ट भन्ने हो नि त सो अब हामीले त्यसलाई कसरी मिनिमाइज गर्न सकिन्छ मिटिगेट गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ अहिलेको सिचुएसनमा एकदमै क्रिटिकल एउटा इस्यु भएर इमर्ज भइरहेको छ यो बिजनेस सेक्टरमा चाहिँ स्पेसली कमर्सियल सेक्टर्समा चाहिँ होइन So how does Galvanize help with that? It centralizes and simplifies the risk management process basically. यसले चाहिँ अब के गर्छ त भन्दा सबै एउटा तपाईँको रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्टको प्रोसेसलाई चाहिँ एउटा सिंगल प्लेटफर्ममा ल्याएर इन्टिग्रेट गरिदिन्छ जसले गर्दा what you can do is you can identify, assess and monitor your enterprise level risks हैन यसले गर्दा चाहिँ अब भनौँ न कुनै एउटा इमर्जिङ थ्रेट होला अर्गनाइजेसनमा जुन कुरा चाहिँ हिडन हुन्छ होइन प्याटर्नहरू देखिरहेको हुँदैन त्यस्तो कुरालाई चाहिँ यसले त्यसमा चाहिँ यसले फुल भिजिबिलिटी दिन्छ होइन रेस्पेक्टिभ भनौँ न एउटा डिपार्टमेन्ट ओनर्सहरूलाई चाहिँ अब अपरेसनल होला रिस्क फाइनेन्सियल होला जस्तो पनि हुनसक्छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ टाइमली आइडेन्टिफाई गरेर त्यसलाई क्विकली चाहिँ त्यसमा कसरी रियाक्ट गर्ने भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ त्यसले दिइरहेको हुन्छ होइन अब यस्तो कुराहरूको लागि चाहिँ फिचर कस्तो प्रोभाइड गर्छ त ग्याल्भनाइजले भन्दाखेरि हामीले एउटा अब भनौँ न रिस्क इन्डिकेटर्सहरू सेट गर्न सक्ने भयो जस्तै के कुराले गर्दा चाहिँ त्यो रिस्क चाहिँ रिस्क हुन जान्छ त होइन अथवा त्यसको थ्रेस होल्ड के हो त त्यसको बााउन्ड्री त्यो कति कटे त्यो कति लेभलमा पुगेपछि चाहिँ त्यसलाई एड्रेस गर्ने होइन अथवा त्यो बााउन्ड्री लेभल त्यसलाई एक्सिड गर्यो भने त्यसमा कस्तो एक्सन लिने त सो यस्तो कुराहरू अगेन अटोमेसनकै कुरा आउँछ होइन सो यसमा पनि अटोमेट गर्ने अनि अब फास्ट मुभिङ एकदम भनौँ न रिस्कहरूलाई चाहिँ टाइमली रेस्पोन्ड गर्ने अनि त्यसलाई मिटिगेट गर्ने अनि एट द सेम टाइम अब एउटा अर्गनाइजेसनको अब्जेक्टिभ्स पनि हुन्छ होइन त्यो अर्गनाइजेसनको अब्जेक्टिभ्सको अगेन्स्टमा चाहिँ त्यो एउटा कन्सिस्टेन्ट रिस्क आइडेन्टिफिकेसन कसरी गर्ने त होइन अनि मिटिगेसन कसरी गर्ने त यो चाहिँ फेरि अब जस्ट नट वान टाइम थिङ होइन यो चाहिँ कन्सिस्टेन्टली गरिराख्नु पऱ्यो किनभने रिस्क भनेको त कुनै पनि टाइम कुनै पनि बेला आउन सक्छ सो यो सिस्टम चाहिँ भनौँ न एउटा काइन्ड अफ साउन्ड रिस्क म्यानेजमेन्ट प्लान र एउटा सिस्टम भयो भने चाहिँ तपाईँहरूलाई के हुन्छ त एउटा अर्गनाइजेसनमा चाहिँ एउटा रिस्कको कल्चर पनि डेभलप हुन्छ क्या जसले गर्दा चाहिँ कम्पनीलाई चाहिँ एउटा एजाइल बनाउन हेल्प गर्छ भने एउटा अनवान्टेड लस र डिजास्टर्सहरूलाई पनि टाइमली चाहिँ प्रिभेन्ट गर्न हेल्प गरिरहेको हुन्छ है सो नेक्स्ट अप वी हेभ कम्प्लायन्स म्यानेजमेन्ट होइन अब कम्प्लायन्सको कुरा गर्दाखेरि रेगुलेटरी रिक्वायरमेन्ट्स भनेको त अब मैले अघि भने जस्तै दे आर एभर चेन्जिङ डाइनामिक हुन्छ होइन अनि कम्पनीहरूले दे अलवेज हेभ टु किप अप विथ देम होइन अब यसको सोल्युसन के त भन्दाखेरि to have a sound compliance management system or plan in place हैन जसले गर्दा चाहिँ के हुन्छ अर्गनाइजेसनलाई त्यो कम्प्लायन्स म्यानेजमेन्टको डकुमेन्टेसनको रिपोर्टिङको चाहिँ एउटा बर्डनहरू चाहिँ कम होस् हैन अनि त्यो ग्याप जुन कम्प्लायन्स मेन्टेनेन्समा चाहिँ जुन ग्याप आउँछ त्यसलाई चाहिँ कसरी रेमेडी गर्ने अथवा त्यसलाई कसरी मिनिमाइज गर्ने हैन अनि अब कम्प्लायन्सको इश्युजहरू आउला अथवा फेलियर्स आउला हैन त्यसलाई कसरी टाइमली मोनिटर गर्ने रिपोर्टिङ गर्ने अगेन अटोमेसनको थ्रुबाट हैन अनि त्यसपछि अब त्यसले चाहिँ एउटा ओभरअल के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि एउटा कम्पनीमा स्ट्यान्डर्ड एउटा रेगुलेसन र कम्प्लायन्सको चाहिँ प्र्याक्टिस चाहिँ इस्टाब्लिस गर्छ हैन सो इन जनरल अल अफ दिस क्यान बी अटोमेटेड खास भन्नुपर्दा हैन यसले गर्दा के हुन्छ एउटा कन्सिडरेबल अमाउन्ट अफ टाइम चाहिँ जुन हामीले प्रिपेयर गरेर हुन्छौँ डकुमेन्ट गरेर हुन्छौँ रिपोर्टहरू होइन अनि त्यसपछि त्यसलाई अब भनौँ न एउटा अथोरिटीहरूमा प्रेजेन्ट गर्नु पर्यो रेगुलेटिङ बडिजहरूलाई प्रेजेन्ट गर्नु पर्यो सो त्यो सबै कुराको जुन एउटा भनौँ न एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिभ एफर्ट छ नि त्यो कुरालाई चाहिँ सिग्निफिकेन्टली यसले चाहिँ इम्प्रुभ गर्ने भयो अब कमिङ अन टु इन्टर्नल कन्ट्रोल्स म्यानेजमेन्ट होइन अब अर्गनाइजेसनमा एउटा भनौँ न रिगरस खालको सेक्युरिटी र रिलायबिलिटी मेन्टेन गर्नलाई नै इन्टर्नल कन्ट्रोल डिपार्टमेन्ट्सले फ्रिक्वेन्टली आफ्नो भनौँ न प्रोसेस आफ्नो स्कोपलाई चाहिँ अब कन्सिस्टेन्टली इम्प्रुभ त गरिराख्नु पर्ने हुन्छ होइन किनभने अघि भने जस्तै मार्केटको डिमान्ड्स त्यस्तै अब रेगुलेटरी लको डिमान्ड्सहरू पनि सबै कुरा एकदम डाइनामिक हुन्छ होइन त्यही भएर अब एउटा कन्सिस्टेन्ट एउटा रोबस्ट एउटा अलिकति ट्रान्सपेरेन्ट पनि होइन यो एउटा इन्टर्नल कन्ट्रोलको फ्रेमवर्क होइन चाहिँ कसरी बिल्ड गर्ने कसरी इम्प्लिमेन्ट गर्ने जसले गर्दा चाहिँ हाम्रो जुन अलरेडी एक्जिस्टिङ प्रोसेसेसहरू छ अर्गनाइजेसनमा त्यो चाहिँ एफिसियन्टली अझ एफिसियन्टली काम गरोस् होइन अनि एफिसियन्टलीको सेन्स कस्तो भन्दाखेरि अब जस्तै डुप्लिकेसन नहोस् त्यसमा होइन अब एउटै काम दोहोऱ्याएर गर्नु नपरोस् होइन अथवा कुनै एरर छ भने त्यो नदोहोरियोस् अथवा कुनै ग्याप्स छ त्यहाँ भने त्यो मिनिमाइज होस् भन्ने कुराले चाहिँ के हुन्छ अनि यसले ओभरअल गर्ने के हो त भन्दा एउटा कम्पनीको जुन कर्पोरेट रेपुटेसन हुन्छ मार्केटमा होइन त्यो चाहिँ सकेसम्म टाइटली यसले चाहिँ मोनिटर गर्न र मेन्टेन गर्न चाहिँ हेल्प गर्छ कसरी गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि अभियसली अगेन द सेम वर्ड अटोमेसन नै हो होइन अब प्री बिल्ड टेम्प्लेट्सहरू हुन्छ यसमा होइन त्यस्तै अब असेसमेन्ट्सहरू युज गर्न मिल्यो जुनले चाहिँ हामीले टाइम एन्ड अगेन हामीले फ्रिक्वेन्टली हाम्रो युज अनुसार हाम्रो रिक्वायरमेन्ट अनुसार चाहिँ हामीले युज गर्न मिल्यो होइन त्यस्तै अब इन्टर्नल कन्ट्रोलको स्टेटसहरू जस्तै अब कुनै कुरा भनौँ न टेस्ट गरिएको छ कि छैन टाइमली कुनै कुरा छुट्यो कि होइन कुनै कुरा ओभरडु गरियो कि त्यस्तो कुराहरू मोनिटर गर्न हेल्प गर्ने भयो त्यस्तै अब कुनै भनौँ न कन्ट्रोल्सको कुरा गर्दाखेरि कुनै पनि रेलेभेन्ट पिपल अथवा कुनै पनि रेलेभेन्ट डिपार्टमेन्ट चाहिँ अब इङ्गेज गराउनु पर्ने छ भने उसलाई चाहिँ सजिलै इङ्गेज गराउन पाइयो विदाउट ह्याम्परिङ देयर वर्क अर द भनौँ न टेस्टर्स वर्क होइन त्यसलाई चाहिँ अब इजिली त्यस्तो इस्युजहरू चाहिँ आइडेन्टिफाई गर्न अथवा एलिमिनेट गर्न सकियो होइन सो यस्तो खालको बेनिफिट्सहरू दिने भयो अनि एउटा अस्योरेन्सको कुरा हुन्छ इन्टर्नल कन्ट्रोल्समा चाहिँ अब त्यो भनेको त्यो तपाईँको हामीले जुन कन्ट्रोल स्ट्राटेजीहरू कन्ट्रोल मेजर्सहरू इम्प्लिमेन्ट गरिरहेको छौँ त्यसको त्यो कतिको इफेक्टिभ भयो त ओके सो भनौँ न यदि हामीले अहिले भर्खरै चाहिँ फिचर्सहरू कुरा गऱ्यौँ होइन हाम्रो हाइबोन र एसिएल रोबोटिक्सको अब यो फिचर्सहरू मैले जति पनि भने यो सबै कुराहरू तपाईँहरूले लाइभ सिस्टममै गएर हेर्न पाउनुहुन्छ जसको लागि चाहिँ आइएम सुन इन्भाइटिङ आवर स्पिकर होइन बिफोर द्याट एउटा हाम्रो इम्प्लिमेन्टेसनको जुन प्रोसेस हुन्छ भनौँ न अब यो चाहिँ कसरी इम्प्लिमेन्ट हुन्छ त भन्ने एउटा क्युरियोसिटी हुनसक्छ होइन सो यसको चाहिँ एउटा सानो ओभरभ्यू जस्तो दिनलाई चाहिँ मैले त्यति दिएर मैले उता ह्यान्डओभर गरिहाल्छु So Satori Group, say India-based company, and it's the master distributor of galvanized products for Asia and Indian subcontinents, as I said. अनि उनीहरूले चाहिँ अब लाइसेन्सिङ र कन्सल्टिङ सर्भिसेसहरू प्रोभाइड गर्ने हो हाम्रो यो रिजनलाई भनौँ न होइन अनि त्यस्तै त्यो हो भने अब अजाइल चाहिँ हामी वाट डज अजाइल डु भनौँ न कसरी चाहिँ हामी यो रोलमा कसरी फिट इन हुन्छौँ भन्दाखेरि हामी चाहिँ नेपालमा ग्याल्भनाइज्डको सोल डिस्ट्रिब्युटर भएको कारणले गर्दा नेपालमा चाहिँ अब यसको मार्केटिङ भनौँ न सरी नेपालमा लाइसेन्सिङ कन्सल्टिङ र इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन सर्भिसेसहरू चाहिँ हामीले नेपाल मार्केटमा प्रोभाइड गरेर आएको हुन्छ विथ सपोर्ट फ्रम सटोरी ग्रुप सो द्याट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स यदि भन्दै यसमा अरू केही क्युरियोसिटिज छ भने वी क्यान अलवेज क्ल्यारिफाई द्याट इन द क्वेसन एन्सर राउन्ड सो या आई थिङ्क आई एम डन फर टुडे सो अब यसको सोल्युसनको एउटा लाइभ डेमोन्स्ट्रेसनको लागि चाहिँ I would invite Gaurav Joshi, who is the head of business development at Satori Group India. Gaurav, I hand over the mic to you. You can simply share your screen and proceed.
All right. So apologies for everyone to persistently request you to mute your microphones as well as stop sharing your videos because it helps us optimize the bandwidth and also, if at all there are any voice or video related challenges from my end as well, please excuse me for the same. And Rajat, if at all there are any challenges, for instance, my screen is frozen, my microphone goes on mute, etc., please unmute yourself and alert me in time. All right. So. Sure. So first of all, as I mentioned, thanks a lot to everyone for joining this. Thank you, Rajat, for the initial introduction and the presentation. I'm just being conscious of time. Rajat, could you just do a quick time check and let us know how much time do we have left on the webinar?
Yeah, since we initially proposed a 1.5 hour meeting, I think we are still good to go with 55 minutes.
55 minutes. Perfect. Yeah. So I'll be time bound onto my presentation. I will definitely make sure that we leave ample of time for question and answers, so that I will be absolutely time bound on my presentation. So as everyone can see my screen, without any further ado, let us directly dive into the presentation and then the demonstration from my side. So as my first slide reads, that's our motto as Satori Group, is we enable technology-driven business assurance for our customers. And for that, we rely on technology solutions provided by Galvanize. So before we dive into the nitty-gritties of the platform, Rajat has already explained, of course, the core solutions that we're going to touch upon. But before that, let me give you a little bit of background of the relationship between Galvanize and Satori. So ACL, which was the erstwhile name of the company, ACL stood for Audit Command Language, and it was established in 1987 in Vancouver in Canada. And its core business, or its flagship solution in those times, was the CATS technology, which Rajat nicely explained, the computer assisted auditing techniques. So that was their core business, and their flagship solution was ACL Analytics. So that allowed the auditors especially to use any solution other than Excel, or let's say Excel driven macros, etc., and move from that offering to a computer assisted, completely data protected platform, that is ACL Analytics. In 2002, Satori as a group joined Galvanize as a heritage partner or the master partner for territories such as Indian subcontinent, Australia, Middle East, etc. So 2002, we began our relationship with Galvanize from Sydney in Australia. And in 2012, that's something that we are going to discuss more in detail. ACL became the first company in the world to bring in a cloud-driven and data-driven GRC platform, which was erstwhile in 2012 when it got launched. It was called as ACL GRC. Now, quickly, let's move to 2019, 7 years hence, when ACL acquired a company called RSAM. So RSAM has capabilities into technology-based auditing, that is IT risk management or third-party risk management or policy management, etc. So Galvanize saw this as a fantastic fit into its already available offerings, that is ACL GRC and Analytics. So they decided to acquire this company, RSAM. And in 2019, at the same time after acquisition, they rebranded the company and renamed it as Galvanize. So ACL became Galvanize. So all this journey from 1987 culminated into 2019 when the brand changeover happened. So what this brand changeover kind of brought about is further refinements and revamp of its already available product offerings. So the analytics or the CATS solution that ACL offered, which is ACL Analytics, now transformed into ACL Robotics, which is this nice blue mascot that you see in this image is for ACL Robotics. And ACL Robotics is Galvanize's enterprise continuous controls monitoring platform, which Rajat explained to you about. And the other logo that you see in this circle is HighBond. As Rajat also explained that to you, HighBond is its GRC platform. So we are going to see both these solutions in a quick walkthrough. So bear with me until then. And again, fast forward to 2 years hence, in 2021, Galvanize joined Diligent Group. That means it was acquired by Diligent Group. And it is now world's largest assurance group worth $7 billion. So it means that under Diligent Group, Galvanize absolutely exists as an independent functioning organization with its own product map, with its own development map, and Diligent is just the group entity holding the company. So that's the quick journey and walkthrough of ACL, Satori, and Diligent now, which has now become the holding company for the group. A little bit more about Satori Group. So what we are is we are technology experts and enablers. We are strategic partners with Galvanize with expertise on their technology, spanning as long as 20 years now, close to 20 years. We are authorized implementation partners globally for Galvanize. So it's not just the Indian subcontinent, but also in the rest of the world, let's say even in Europe, Middle East, etc., wherever Galvanize requires expert implementation for their projects, they also involve Satori to provide support. And as a trusted partner, we leverage technology to solve problems that businesses have already identified. So be it some risk that they've identified from one of the auditing efforts that they do, or internal controls based monitoring, which needs to be devised based on new findings that happen during the year. Satori does the job of helping the customers automate the analysis, automate the monitoring of those controls on a regular basis. So that's our role when it comes to solutioning as well as consulting. What we usually do is we drive complete turnkey implementation. So right from the complete sales process. So in this case, for the Nepal market, of course, we'll be working together with Agile onto complete sales process. Our consulting team understands the functional requirements from the customer side in terms of what could be the potential analysis that the customer needs to do, or how they would want to implement their audit management and automation program. Then we understand the data points from the customer side and do a complete data migration and a platform build. Of course, we also, after the implementation, we also do a user acceptance and training. We have our training department as well, which assists the implementation as well as sales function in imparting customer trainings and ensuring overall customer success, because user acceptance is key for us. We also provide post-implementation or post-go-live hypercare, which is extremely important to handle initial issues that could potentially come after an implementation project. And finally, we do not let the customer go and fend themselves or go on their own after the implementation. We also provide post-go-live support and administration as well. So of course, we would be looking towards Agile to be our key link between the Nepal market and the solution, and help us in multiple of these stages. But definitely, as a customer, you should be assured that you will receive support across all these stages, right from the sales process all the way till post go live support. So that's the role of Satori in the whole mix of things. Some of our esteemed customers from India, I'm sure some of the logos you might recognize, some of those also might be foreign to you. So for instance, the Tata Group, close to 5 to 7 companies within the group are already customers of Satori on the entire data-driven GRC platform. Then HDFC Bank, another major name into private banking sector in India, AIA Life, and ICICI Prudential being the insurance strong weights in India. Then Coca-Cola, Godrej, some of the consumer brands like Asian Paints also use the entire platform on a full-fledged basis. Of course, we would be very much looking forward to our relationship with Agile as well as the Nepal market to add some of your logos into our mix of esteemed customers. So we really look forward to that. So now what I'm going to do is we are going to see a show-tell demonstration. And that's the reason why I've titled it Achieving Unified Assurance with Highbond, because Highbond along with robotics has something to offer to different assurance departments. It could be internal audit, it could be enterprise risk management, it could be internal controls management, compliance management, etc. So that's the reason why we call it Unified Assurance. So this presentation from this point onwards, is going to be a show-tell presentation where I'm going to show a flow of the solution, and then I'm going to flip over to my my Highbond Launchpad and actually demonstrate that into the platform. So it's going to be a mix of PPT and the platform itself, right? So let us begin with the initial building block or the initial foundation member of the platform, which is called as frameworks. Now, what is frameworks? A framework is nothing but a repository of your key organizational processes, your risks, your controls. If at all you are running a branch-based audit system, let's say if you're a banking customer or if you're an insurance company, then you would have a big branch network. So if at all you're doing your branch-based checklist audits, then in that case, your frameworks are going to be a centralized repository of checklists. So frameworks is nothing but you can call your frameworks as master layer, where all your key master versions of processes, risks, and controls reside. So let us actually look at how a framework is going to appear in Highbond. So let me just do a quick refresh and ensure that my session is still active. No, it signed me out. Sorry. So what I've done is I've signed myself on to Launchpad. So this landing page of the solution is called as Launchpad, and you see different tiles onto this platform. These are nothing but the apps within Highbond to which you have access to. And depending upon the permissions that you have and depending upon of these tiles, or you might not, right? So it all depends on the permissions and the access that you have got to the platform. Now, let us see what are the key sections of this platform. The first is workspace, where everything related to workflows is present. So be it audit management workflows, internal control management workflows, everything is present in this workspace. Automation is related to literally the word automation. You involve ACL robotics in this place, where you monitor your key controls, you generate exception-based reports, and then you take them towards remediation. So that's the automation section. Setup, as I said, involves setting up the foundation layer of your organization. So be it your key enterprise risks, be it your frameworks, be it organizing your resources within the company, etc. It all depends on how you would set up your organization, right? So that's the setup section, and there lies frameworks. So as I mentioned, reiterating on that point, that frameworks is nothing but a centralized repository of your key organizational processes, risks, and controls. And depending upon how your organization is structured, frameworks could be just one, or it could be multiple. For instance, let's say I have a corporate ITGC requirement within my company. So ITGC, as the acronym stands for IT General Controls Framework, so which takes care of your overall IT environment, its physical access management, its network access management, application management, etc., etc. So let's say I have a corporate ITGC framework which holds all the key processes within ITGC. So processes like physical security, change management, network security, etc., etc. And each of these processes is going to have their underlying risk control matrix. So when you click on this, you will see the underlying risks and the connected controls. So you build a matrix of risks and the controls which help mitigate those risks. So that's how the frameworks is going to help you. It is going to create a centralized repository of your standardized processes and the underlying risks and controls. Now, what's the objective of frameworks is to support your workflow, be the foundation master to your workflow, as well as provide a unified centralized assurance number. So for instance, when I say that I have entered the corporate ITGC framework, suppose I am a large bank, let's say HDFC Bank, and my overall assurance on the ITGC framework shows 90.9%, approximately 91%. It means that I am 91% assured of the controls for ITGC within my bank. That means 91% of the controls within my bank are operating effectively, and that's why they are able to mitigate the risks within the organization. So I have almost 91% assurance, and this assurance percentage is a dynamic number. So tomorrow, let's say some of the controls in maybe one of my audits are failed because of some of the observations that I have, etc. in that audit, then this number might come down because suddenly, because of so many observations across ITGC audits that I'm doing, let's say in my bank, well, I have seen some observations, and that is why the number of my or the number on the assurance percentage is brought down. So that's the relevance and that's the importance of frameworks. Now, how do you utilize those frameworks? Is you import or you pull down all the relevant controls, risks, processes, etc. in your projects. So there you go. That's the link between frameworks and projects. And projects are nothing but your audits that you conduct, be it internal audit or IT audit. A project could also be your internal controls testing regime. A project could also be your compliance checking regime. So a project is nothing but a collection of risks and controls which you're testing on an ongoing basis. So as you can see on my framework side, it is just a repository of risks and controls. I am not testing my risks or controls into the frameworks. This is the place where I just store my standardized risks and controls. Now let's go into the projects section. So it is very easy to switch between apps in Highbond by just clicking this app switcher and go on to projects. That is from the workspace section, as we saw. So as you see on the screen, these two audits are the active audits that I have at the moment on my project section. That means I am doing an IT general controls review, let's say for a corporate headquarters of my bank or corporate headquarters of my company. And of course, there is an alternative project that is in place for a branch audit. So you can see that depending upon my requirement, whether I'm auditing a branch or whether I'm auditing a corporate process, I can vary my audits accordingly. So let us have a quick walkthrough of how an audit is going to look like. So when you click on the audit, you will see that in principle, it doesn't look very different from a framework. If you visually remember how the frameworks look like, it showed the same processes like physical security, network security, etc. So where are these processes coming from? Is when I create this audit from scratch, I do not need to populate these processes manually, then add risks and controls, link them together. This whole task is already completed on the framework side. All I have to do is click on the import process button, scroll downward, choose the right framework, and choose the applicable processes that I want to include in this round of audit. So as soon as I choose the relevant processes and import, they are going to be imported onto these projects, and they are already going to have the relevant risks and controls. So if you see here, all the applicable risks and controls have flown in seamlessly from the frameworks, right? So that's the power of frameworks, and that's why we lay a lot of importance on frameworks as a whole. So now, as I mentioned, you do not test your controls on the framework side, you test them on the projects, which is your audit that you're performing. So this is an internal ITGC controls review audit that I'm performing, and it has walkthroughs, test plan, and testing. So walkthroughs, as you know, is a place where you would test the control from a design perspective. Let's jump directly onto the testing, how a control testing looks like. So when you see toggle onto the testing tab, you will see that all the key controls underlying physical security process in the ITGC audit are listed for me. So when I see that, okay, it is largely hunky-dory, everything is green, it's operating effectively, but I see one red flag. It says that data center or server facility entrances are protected by keycard access system. That's the control that you have in place, but it has failed or exceptions have been noted in this case. So what are those exceptions? So when you dive deeper into this, you will see the control definition, what's the title of the control, what's the description of the control, etc. If at all there is a test plan associated with it, then you can also deep dive and see the test plan and understand how the testing has to be conducted for this control. Who is the person who is testing that particular control, and his or her observations. So the observations say that, hey, there have been some instances of unauthorized access to the data center flow, and we have noted this especially for the entrances E1 and E2. So this is that in-depth observation that this person has cited, or the person who has tested this control has mentioned. So it means that there have been some instances of unauthorized access, and basis that this person has said that exceptions have been noted, and this person has failed the control. As soon as a person has failed the control, he has added an issue or an observation. You can absolutely change the nomenclature, terminologies, etc., relevant to your organization. So for instance, in my case, I'm calling the observations in here as issues. So these are the issues that have been detected after the test of the control, whereas some organizations call them observations, some call them findings, etc. So you can change these nomenclatures as you desire, right? So tomorrow this tab could also say, okay, what are the key observations, or what are the key findings, etc. So the issue will be having a title, it will have a description, and all the other attributes relevant to the issue, who is the owner, etc., etc. And it is also going to allow me to track and monitor that on an ongoing basis. So this tab is going to allow me create smaller actions to take these issues to remediation. For instance, I detect an issue, I devise a remediation plan against that issue, and I identify key action owners who are going to finish those actions. And against completion of those actions, I'm going to declare this issue or finding or observation as remediated. So that's the workflow currently present on Highbond. That is, you test your control, you note down the issues, you devise a follow-up and remediation mechanism on top of it, and you ensure that that issue is remediated. So that's the power of Highbond as a whole. And one interesting feature that I would want to demonstrate, which comes as a part of my flow as we proceed into this demo, is the catch tool. So where does this catch tool come into play, right? Right now you saw that, okay, we are manually bringing in the key processes, risks, controls inside. We are testing those controls. We are noting down the observations. We are creating the issues. Now, where does robotics come into picture? Robotics is a solution that is going to connect to your key platforms or key data sources like your ERP system, your core banking system, or your core lending platform, etc., etc., or any other applications that are present within your environment. So it could be your CRM system, it could be your expense management system, etc., etc. And all of those applications can be easily connected by ACL Robotics directly through its data connectors. It will publish analytic exception reports. So all the analytic exception reports will be published to our results app, which is available in here in the automation space. We'll see robotics in a separate part of this presentation. So please bear with me until I give you the walkthrough of this robotics platform. But the job is to import data points from your ERPs, CBS, lending platforms, maybe your expense management platforms, etc. Ingest that data, run an analytics program on top of it, and publish the exception reports or analytic exception reports onto this results module, which I showed you is available on Highbond. So now what do I do with these exception reports that have been published onto results? Is I can cite those analytic reports against a particular control, or I can provide a rationale or an evidence for failing a particular control using those exception reports. So how is that done exactly? Is if you see this control, all data center or server facility entrances are protected by keycard access system. I have noted down my observations basis my actual field audit, and I've said that, hey, these are the instances where there have been unauthorized access on the data centers. So how do I come to know about that? Is through an analytics report, which is published here. So I have an analytics report which says unauthorized accesses, and there are 303 cases of unauthorized accesses. So how do I know that there are 300 cases of unauthorized access? Is my ACL robotics platform, this one, is connecting to the keycard access system and importing or downloading the logs of the access, and basis those logs, and the person's name, the department, their function, etc. It is determining whether they should be having access to that particular section of the company or not. So that's the report that is being run. And basis this, we have noted that there are 300 plus cases of unauthorized access. So I cite this report, or I provide this report as an evidence that, hey, this is the reason why these exceptions have been observed, and that's the reason why I have decided to fail this particular control and say exceptions noted. Now I can also include a trend of these exceptions. So what's the trend observed on a month-on-month basis? So is it a downward trend? It is an upward trend? It's a flat line trend? What's really going on? So this is a key risk indicator that I'm tracking basis this exception report. So I've observed that on a month-on-month basis, it is showing a downward trend or a decreasing trend of unauthorized accesses. That means key cards are being reconfigured. Let's say key cards are being removed and unauthorized accesses are being prevented by reconfiguring those key cards, etc. So I can see that, hey, something is happening on the ground, which is slowly bringing down the unauthorized accesses to the data center floor on a month-on-month basis. So then I can also choose to use this risk indicator as an automated access driver. So I can say that, okay, this is my metric, month-on-month access, right? It should show me, let's say, if it is less than 5% per month, then I can say that I can accept 5% cases of unauthorized access. It's okay. I can still largely say that the control is working all right. But if the cases go beyond 5%, my system should automatically fail that control and say exceptions noted. So that's the power of data-driven GRC, where you can fail or pass a control using data analytics and trends. You do not have to manually go inside every control and change the and note down your test results, create issues, etc. That's of course an essential part of audit, but you can also make use of data to determine whether your controls have been working effectively or not by monitoring such key risk indicators, right? So that's the power of ACL Robotics, that is the CATS platform, working together with the GRC platform, that is Highbond and ACL Robotics working together. So once you have done your issue management, once you have done your remediation and all your trending of exception items, etc., then what do is you generate your final audit report, and that is generated in a very simplistic manner from the results section. You just go onto the field. There also you see that there is an assurance percentage that I can see. So if you're doing, let's say, an IT general controls review for your bank West Zone headquarters, let's say if Nepal is divided into an East-West map, then let's say you have a West Zone headquarters of your bank where you have a corporate office and you're doing an IT general controls review at your corporate office, then you can say that for my corporate office in the West Zone, I have 91% assurance for my IT general controls. So that's how you can have an entity level assurance and you can have an overall assurance, which you saw on the framework side. So that's the power of the assurance as a number. And you can also generate your audit reports very quickly by just a click of a button. So you can click a button and you can generate a finalized version of your audit report in a very, very easy manner, right? So that's the linkage between frameworks, projects, and automation, which is very, very valued by our audit fraternity. And finally, you can publish your key performance-based reports for your audit. For instance, if you would want to publish, let's say, the overall control status of the organization, that means how many controls have been tested, how many have passed, how many have failed. Okay, if there are issues, then how many issues are of high severity, how many are of low severity, etc., etc. So these kind of performance metrics that you monitor on an ongoing basis can be reported in the reports module, which is our dashboarding module. And the most important bit is how do you demonstrate that you are maintaining certain risks and controls in your key processes against certain compliance standards. So compliance standards as an organization would be required from a regulatory standpoint. It could be required from a general compliance standpoint. For instance, if you say that as a bank or as a manufacturing organization or as an insurance organization, we are compliant to NIST or we are compliant to ISO 27001 information security management. So how do you demonstrate that you are compliant to those principles? So it is very simple. There is an underlying link between frameworks as well as compliance maps. So that's why we call frameworks as our important foundation layer, because everything revolves around frameworks. So if you see what are compliance maps, it's very easy. You can track your key compliances and the principles that you want to demonstrate compliance to. Very simple. Go into the compliance maps app, and there you will see all the standards and the principles that you are demonstrating compliance towards. So you could have a COBIT framework, you can have a COSO based compliance, an ISO 27001 ISMS based compliance, or a NIST based compliance for critical cybersecurity infrastructure. Right. So we saw something on the frameworks as well as on the audit side for ITGC, that is IT general controls. So let us look at a NIST compliance map or NIST compliance framework, which is very much followed by a lot of our customers as well. So under that, you have several compliance principles, right? Detect, identify, protect, recover, and respond. And then you have sub principles. And if you see, one of the sub principles is security continuous monitoring. And in that, we have a physical environment. We have the principle saying that the physical environment is monitored to detect potential cybersecurity events. So what do I do with it is when I click this particular principle of the NIST compliance framework, I see that it is not only describing what this principle stands for, it is also telling me that what are the other references, what are the similar principles in other compliance frameworks. So it could be ISO 27001 2013. There are these principles which are of a similar nature. NIST, of course, the revised one has the same principles. So what you have to do on the compliance map is you're supposed to say that, okay, this compliance principle is applicable to my environment. So yes, I say yes, it is applicable. And whether it is covered or not covered. So I say yes, it is covered, and I can specify a rationale that why do I believe that this principle is covered in my environment. I can specify the rationale in text, as well as I can actually link it to the framework which I showed you right now in my show tell. So a compliance principle can be linked to the framework. So my compliance principle says that physical environment is monitored to detect potential cybersecurity events, right? So I have linked it to relevant controls from my ITGC framework. So if you see, this is the source where I've linked corporate ITGC framework, and the control title is access to keycard administration system or access logs that record entrance to the data center, etc., etc. So I have linked all the physical security based key controls. So tomorrow, if there is a regulatory audit, or if there is, let's say, an ISO audit for my bank or for my company, then I can simply take them through the compliance map and show them that, see, this is the principle as per your standardized documentation of ISO or NIST, and this is the principle and against which I have controls in place in my framework, and they have been operating effectively over X number of years, which I can demonstrate through my system. So that's a powerful aspect of being able to demonstrate compliance. And that is made possible through HighBond as a platform. So you can see that you can cite controls to demonstrate compliance from frameworks onto the compliance maps, which holds all your key regulations and standards. And another aspect is how can you influence your key enterprise risks using the operational activities that you're performing during internal controls management or audit management or compliance management, etc. How they can influence your key strategic risk. So it's very simple. Strategic risks are observed in the strategy section. They're populated there and they're managed in that section. So for instance, if I have a high level important key strategic risk called as data breach, it's a high level risk which I value a lot. And how do I have assurance against such a risk is I have linked the same corporate ITGC framework and two processes which I believe are crucial or instrumental in monitoring data breach, that is physical security and network security. So these two processes are linked to that particular risk, and basis the performance of the underlying controls under physical security or network security, my assurance against my enterprise risk is continuously going to change. So right now it is about 86.5%. But if, let's say, some of the network security controls or physical security controls fail at one of my corporate locations or maybe some of the branch locations, then in that case, this percentage can slowly come down. And these risks will be highlighted as the ones to be monitored on an urgent basis. So that's how your operational activities, that is your internal audit, your internal controls, can influence strategic risks and give the company a picture of how potentially you could mitigate your key strategic risks, right? So that's how we call Highbond as a unified governance platform, where you have different members like internal audit, internal controls, enterprise risk, compliance, playing a role in giving the management an overall assurance picture, saying that we are X% assured for certain organizational processes and the underlying controls and risks. So that is Highbond. Now I have few minutes left before we start the question and answer sessions. So I will give you a quick tour of ACL Robotics as well. So ACL Robotics is nothing but the section available under automation. So automation has ACL robots, storyboards, and results. So robots are nothing but a collection of your analysis programs. So let's say I have a banking and financial services bot. It is going to have certain key checks or scripts, which for instance could be invalid PAN checking, which is necessary for KYCs, if at all loans are being closed without recovering any outstanding amounts, or sometimes loans getting sanctioned beyond age criteria in secured as well as unsecured loans, etc. So you can have a lot of such tests within your bot. So what we can call a bot as is a collection of different analytic titles. So these are the analytic titles, and a bot is a collection of those. So what do you do typically to a bot, a robot, or a machine is you give it work, you give it instructions. So here we create tasks for it. Let's say we name it a test bot, and we choose what analytic programs should this bot execute. So I'll say all. I can even choose a few, but I'll say all. I can put my robot on a schedule. So I want these reports to run on a monthly basis, run on the last day of the month, and let's say at 7 a.m. Let's keep the time zone right now for India only. I know that Nepal has GMT plus 545, but for a sense of time, let's keep it as India. And you can begin the checks from, let's say, 30th of June. And then you can say continue. You can also decide, or you can configure the bot to share failure updates with an individual. Let's say if a particular test fails, then please notify Gaurav Joshi. You review all the tasks and you confirm and create a task. So what this bot is going to do is on the 30th of June at 7 a.m., it is going to connect to my data source. It could be a core banking system, it could be a KYC portal, it could be anything that is going to be the data source as written in the code. It is going to import the relevant data points. It's going to analyze basis the analytic program that has been written, and export the exceptions into this app. That is the results app, which you saw in this flow, right? You import the data points, and you publish the exception reports into the results section. So here, what you're going to see is a list of exceptions that have been detected in all these scripts, right? So if at all I have a test saying invalid PAN numbers, then I have 1700 plus instances of invalid PAN number. Just for your information, a PAN number is a permanent account number which is used for tax identification purposes. So I believe Nepal also has a PAN system, the permanent account number. So the same way it is in India as well. So what you're seeing here is all the exceptions of cases where PAN number is not as per a standardized format or is blank. So this is going to generate such a report for me. And this is just a basic example of a report. Like these, we have several cases of complex reports which can be published and analyzed. But for the sake of this meeting, I've kept it simple. It is importing data points, it is analyzing them, and it is publishing them in such a fashion. And finally, you can choose to workflow them as well. So what do you do with this data after being detected? You can either mention that or cite it against a key control, which I showed you for unauthorized accesses, and fail that control. Or you can assign these data points to individuals. Let's say I assign it to Gaurav, and I can put in some instructions that, okay, I want these comments or feedback on these particular line items, and I can send those records to Gaurav. At the same time, I can also ask Gaurav to respond to certain questionnaires, because sometimes as an audit manager, I do not want responses from my auditees or my stakeholders in the business to come in random text format, right? So if at all I want to give a structure to my responses that I collect from my auditees, then I can assign a questionnaire against those records, and certain specific questions are going to be asked to my auditee population, and against those responses, I can decide to pass or fail a particular exception record. I can also automate this very easily by setting up a trigger. A trigger is nothing but an automated mechanism which assigns these records on an ongoing basis. So I say, what is the condition? If there are any new records detected in this exception, check. Then please assign these new records to Gaurav Joshi. So I've selected the action as assign, and also change the status of that particular record to under review, and how frequently I want to do that on a real-time basis. So that means I don't have to manually go inside every table and assign those exception records to a particular individual. The system is going to scan those records for specific conditions, that is a new record altogether, and then it is going to assign the record to Gaurav Joshi as per these actions, and also change the status of the record to under review. So that's an automated trigger which is going to help me as a robotics solution. And all of this finally can be reported using a storyboard. So basically you connect that to your data sources, you analyze, you generate exception-based reports, you remediate them, and finally you report them to your management. So for instance, in my IIT-GC controls framework, I am also monitoring the key security risks. So here it is telling me the trend of how many instances or how many endpoints are being monitored by a antivirus program, and what's the trend month on month for those endpoints. How many endpoints are without an updated antivirus patch? So these are the endpoints which show a non-updated antivirus patch. Okay, there have been how many instances where my app blocker installed on the different PC machines used by my bank employees has detected an unauthorized program being run. So there were these many cases, but it is showing a downward trend. How many cases where a particular employee has tried to execute a .exe file which is unauthorized and blocked by my app blocker. So that's how you can monitor key risk indicators and report them using storyboards. So that's how this whole program of business assurance using galvanized platforms ties together is you have your centralized frameworks, you run your audit and internal controls workflow in projects, you use ACL robotics to monitor those controls in an automated fashion, and the target is to convert as many controls as possible into automated controls so that you can make use of technology and reduce manual effort, and of course use the frameworks to demonstrate compliance and to impact high level strategic risks on an ongoing basis. So that's about my demonstration. I thank you all for your patient listening, and we can have some questions from now on. So I would request Rajat, if at all he has been monitoring the chat box, to maybe read me some of the key questions. At the same time, if at all we are not able to answer all of these questions during the webinar time, which is about 10 to 15 minutes, then you can send these questions in an email to Rajat, and of course we'll coordinate together to help answer those questions to you. But I am definitely open to taking a few questions right now onto the meeting. So Rajat, could you please help me with some of the questions?
Sure, well, thank you. Thank you, first of all, for your marvelous presentation. That was very detailed and very informative. I'm sure it was of great value to our audience as well. Ami, we've moved on to question and answer session. So I'll give the time back here, sir. If any of the members in the audience, कसैसँग key questions, key queries, अथवा कुनै doubts छ भने तपाईहरुले either chat box मा लेखेर पनि राख्न सक्नुहुन्छ or mic on गरेर पनि questions सोध्न सक्नुहुन्छ. हाम्रो गौरवले चाहिँ he will be answering and addressing those questions, right? So we have a few minutes. Prepare time लिएर questions सोध्नु होला. Gaurav, we're still waiting for any questions in chat box or yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. No problem. So just in case, I'll also require your assistance, Rajat, if at all I do not particularly understand something, etc. So please, I would definitely encourage your support on that front. But very much open to answering your questions. Please feel free to ask. Since there are no questions, I think so. During our demonstration, I could see some raised hands as well. So if at all you would want to use this opportunity to ask any questions, please feel free to ask them. I still see a lot of viewers, 80 plus viewers being here. So if there are any questions, definitely I'll be happy to answer.
Hello, Rajat.
There are questions in the meeting chat.
Hello, Rajat. There are a lot of questions in the chat. Can you refer to that?
Okay, I see some. I'll definitely pick some of the questions. So I see a question from Mr. Bikesh about asking about the pricing. So I'll definitely coordinate the same with Rajat. You could coordinate with them on a separate note, and we will definitely be happy to send you a proposal basis your requirements. This is a tailor-made solutioning platform, so we need to understand your user requirements as to how many users are going to be using this platform and in what capacity, and accordingly that influences the pricing a little bit. So we'll definitely leave the coordination to Rajat, and we'll leave you in the effective hands of Rajat. He'll definitely coordinate with us and get you the details on pricing, right? I see another question related to asked by Mr. Deepak Bora. He says that, is it possible to store documents related to clients in this software? So when you say related to clients, I'm assuming that those documents could be your working papers. It could be your audit observation related working papers, for example, a PDF file or an Excel sheet or a document or an image, etc. So it is very much possible to store documents in this application as a working paper. So against a particular control or against a particular observation, if you want to store documents, then you can store any format of document, be it a PDF, be it an Excel file, be it a video file, be it an image, because usually video files and image files are used by a lot of our hospital customers or health and safety based audits, where they would want to take a picture of something that they have seen, let's say an expired fire extinguisher, or let's say a batch of expired medicines in the pharmacy section of the hospital. So in those situations, they can use their phone camera, and using the HiBond application on your phone or on your tablet, you can easily upload pictures as well into your work papers. So you can definitely store documents as work papers or evidence related to your audits, right? Um, I see another question as, is there any specific model for banking? So yes, we have a lot of banking customers in India as well. So the challenge currently right now with the platform is it is developed by a North American company and has majority standardized content for North American customers. But basis our experience here in India and other markets, we have created a methodology for implementation of these platforms for banks, and we can definitely have certain content available for banks. Let's say, for instance, certain key checks for automated controls on an ongoing basis for a banking sector. So Satori has developed close to 200 checks in the banking area, which monitors certain key aspects, let's say regarding accounts or deposits or lending, KYC, AML, etc. So we can definitely give the Nepalese market benefit of all of those checks that we have devised in the Indian sector as well. I see another question from Mr. Suraj Timsina asking about whether it will be effective for health and hospital sector. Absolutely. We have a lot of Indian hospitals who are using that on an ongoing basis. For instance, if you have heard of Columbia Asia Hospitals, or we are working on an active basis with Fortis Hospitals. We are also working eventually we very good opportunities in the pipeline for Novartis. So we are working with healthcare sector a lot, and I see a lot of applications of ACL robotics as well as HiBond for the hospital sector. So if at all you have any specific requirements, Mr. Timsina, you can please coordinate with Rajat, and we will help you address those requirements on an ongoing basis. Can we extract data from any core banking software? Absolutely. Mr. Kamlesh is asking this question, and absolutely it can extract any data from any core banking system because ACL Robotics is a data agnostic platform or a database agnostic platform. It has 45 plus data connectors already built in. But even if your solution or your backend data system of your solution doesn't feature amongst those 45 data connectors, we can still facilitate the connection with your core banking system using something called as Open Database Connectivity, ODBC, and we can extract data points. So it's absolutely possible to do that. Mr. Pujan also is asking about, are there any pre-built frameworks for the Nepalese banking industry? So for that, I'll have to say, unfortunately, no, because through Agile, we are making a foray into the Nepalese market. So we look forward to actually, in this case, working with you, Mr. Pujan, to be able to devise those frameworks and standardize certain banking frameworks for the Nepalese market. And we'll be definitely glad to hear about what aspects of audit management or continuous controls management would be valuable to your bank. So definitely we'll work with you on that. So yes, one of the guests, Mr. Anil, is asking that if you can extract the reports that you have generated in a Word format, just to know what it covers. So let me actually show you a sample audit report, just so that it solves the doubt of the audience. So I'm going to show you a standardized audit report which comes out of the platform. I'm going to show you one in the PDF format, and I'm going to show you one custom report which we have built in the Word format. So just bear with me. I am opening those files on my screen, and I'm again going to screen share to show you those reports. Just a second. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Rajat, a quick confirmation from you in case you're able to see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible, Gaurav.
Okay. Apologies, everyone. I suddenly got kicked out of this meeting. No idea why. But anyway, so I'm going to reshare my screen. Rajat, once again, a confirmation from your side if at all you're able to see my screen and hear me properly.
Yeah, all good, all good.
Okay, fantastic. So what you're seeing here is, if you remember the IT General Controls Review audit that we saw, we have extracted a report from the system automatically just by clicking a button. So here, this report is going to give you a purpose, background, and scope of the audit. It is going to give you an overall audit rating along with the comments, an issue summary, how many issues, what's the issue ID, severity, all of that, and then the detailed version of every issue. Okay, so that's the most standard version of the audit report that can be exported from Highbond, and there is no customizability available in the report because it's the most standard version. But I understand that customers can have their own reporting templates. So this is an example of something called as an impact report, where we work with the customer to understand and observe their audit reporting template, and we reproduce that onto Highbond so that they can generate high quality reports like this in just a single click. So you will see this report bases the logos and the small symbols that you see, that this report has been created for Sony. And we have, of course, removed the details in this report for privacy and confidentiality reasons. But the structure of the report has been exactly aligned to how Sony reports their audits. So this is an audit snapshot, which are the key risk areas, any findings, severity grades, all these data that you see here is masked data. This is completely protected data of the customer. You will not see all the details, but you will see, let's say, an audit team and timeline, a detail about a particular audit, what was the background and scope of the audit, any findings summaries, and then detailed findings. Also, if at all you would want to attach any annexures to your particular audit report, so you can attach those annexures in here. So this is a customized development which is available along with your Highbond application. So here, Galvanize development team is going to sit with your audit teams. They're going to understand your customized reporting template, and they're going to reproduce that onto the system so that you can generate such high quality reports with a click of a button, right? So that's a shortest answer that I could give to your question, Mr. Anil, regarding reporting details. I see some of the other questions also. I'm sorry if at all I'm not able to address each of those right now, but I'll do my best to answer all of them as best as I could. So I see another question asked regarding how we can integrate this platform with our CBS. I think so. It's Mr. Arun Shah who's asking this. So I think so answered this question before, where I mentioned that ACL Robotics has connectors which can connect to core banking systems, and they can import data points for analysis. So we have a complete suite of analytic tests which we have developed for our banking customers, analyzing different areas, and you can take benefit of that. So you can say there's another question from Mr. Bikesh who's asking, are there any CAD products that can be used in external audits? Of course, they can be used in external audits. So the same ACL Robotics platform has another version. The one that you saw was enterprise version, which has to be installed on a server, then it connects to different data sources, etc. But there is another variant of that platform. It's called as ACL Robotics Professional. And this platform can be used by external auditors who can install that in their PCs. They can go to different customer sites. They can request the customer to provide data dumps in form of CSVs or Excels, or request connectivity directly to their core databases, and analyze the data points and give them the reports. So it's absolutely possible. You can definitely connect with Rajat for any other information on Robotics Professional, right? Mr. Poojan is asking, can you elaborate the technology stack used by ACL Robotics? It's quite proprietary in terms of what technology stack is being used by robotics, but it is a combination of it's a combination of C# and Ruby on Rails and MongoDB. So it's a lot of data layers and solutions working together. So that's about it. So another question from Mr. Poojan is saying that how does the solution help to plan the audit project and deploy audit resources and track this resolution of the issue with TAT? So there is the planning layer of this solution for audit management is driven through ACL Robotics, where we have created a planning bot which kind of imports the audit universe from the customers. So let's say you have an audit universe which summarizes your processes and your key enterprise risk ratings, then any other process ratings, etc. And then accordingly, it basically also gives you the planned audits for this year or a particular financial year, basis the cyclicity of these audits as well. So if at all an audit is supposed to be done once in 3 years, or an audit is supposed to be done every year, etc. So based on that cyclicity, risk ratings, and entity coverages, the audit bot is able to compute the audit plan for the financial year, and accordingly those audit plan can be deployed into the projects, etc. that you saw. Now, how you can deploy audit resources? There is a feature called as scheduler, where you can plan your audit resources and allocate those resources to every audit. So you can allocate resources based on stage. So it could be planning, it could be field work, it could be issue resolution, audit report, etc. And accordingly track the efficiencies of those resources. So it's absolutely possible to plan your audits basis an audit bot, deploy the audit resources using scheduler, and track issue resolutions with TAT using the issue follow-up and remediation feature that I showed into my demo, creating actions, etc., and monitoring those actions towards closure, and finally closing down the audit issue. So that's, I think so, brings me to the end of the questions also are being asked by our viewers. So thanks a lot for that. Rajat, just in case you have to add anything else to this, we have stretched teeny bit by 10 minutes onto this webinar, but I would definitely thank everyone for their patient hearing and audience. Really appreciated you joining this meeting. Rajat, if you at all have any last words to say, please go ahead. But on behalf of Satori, I would like to thank all the visitors and guests. And I would also like to thank you, Rajat, for organizing this a lot.
Gaurav, just one last minute question. There's been from Poojan Amartya again. How bot is different from scheduled ETL job? Could you please address this one last one?
Definitely. So So definitely. So ETL ideally is relevant where you are extracting certain data points for analysis. Maybe you can use an ETL tool to extract data points from a data warehouse, or not a warehouse, but a data source, and then push that data points into a data warehouse from where it could be potentially picked up by a BI solution or any other analytics platform, right? That's the classical understanding of an ETL process. So robotics not only does ETL for you, that is extracting data points from your data sources, it can connect to multiple data sources at the same time. It can marry and match and stitch the data together from different systems together. It can go through this data points, analyze against certain conditions, and give you the reports or exceptions. And as well as it can help you remediate those exceptions, because until now everyone had different versions of their analytics solutions, right? It could be using a data warehouse ETL tool and a Power BI like solution, which is basically using 2-3 technologies in combination to be able to do some data analysis. Whereas robotics is a single solution which does everything for you, right from data extraction to analysis to reporting and to workflow towards remediation. Because in these solutions where there is an ETL, then there is a data analysis layer, and then there is a data reporting layer, there you miss the remediation layer, because this is becoming increasingly important for our customers, that what do they do when they detect those exceptions? Do they take it outside somewhere in an Excel file and then remediate them? Or do they actually drive a remediation workflow through the platform, report that in form of storyboards, as well as use those exception results against any organizational control to pass or fail that particular control during the audit testing rounds? So that's the value ACL Robotics brings on versus a typical ETL analysis and reporting layer working together. So that would be my response. If Rajat or Surya, you would want to add something to this, please feel free to do that.
Yeah, Gaurav, there's a follow-up question from Mr. Pujan
Yes,
again.
I can read that. Definitely. So, Mr. Pujan, you're asking that can bank develop framework on its own or get support from the vendor? So, definitely, banks can develop these frameworks on their own. We can train you how to do that. But initially, what we usually recommend to our customers is, if at all you are talking about, let's say, audit management frameworks, then it is a short project of about a couple of months for us to completely give you the frameworks and the project structures and the compliance maps and the strategy frameworks, everything ready for you. So that's usually the timeline. So for audit management, we always recommend that let us do the platform build up and do the training activities. When it comes to the analytic checks that you would want for your bank, we usually suggest to our customers that let us give you quick runs on the board, right? So if you understand the cricketing terminology, it is important to get quick runs on the board during the power play, and then manage the remainder of the innings on your own, right? So that's the analogy that we give to our customers, is involve Satori or involve Agile, let's say, for delivering some quick runs on the board. That means, let's say, for the initial 50 tests, you give the project to Satori or Agile, let them deliver some success to you so that you can report it to your management. You can showcase the results coming out of this to your management. And parallelly, we can train your resources to be independent as well in developing your own checks, etc. So it's not like you absolutely want us to be constantly there, but we will definitely help you transition from a vendor-driven or a partner-driven strategy to a self-sufficient strategy. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, I think this brings us to the end of our very, very participative, very engaging session today. Thank you once again, Gaurav, for addressing all the questions, for covering all the basics. And thank you for everyone who participated, who waited until the end of the session. And thank you all for your questions as well. Again, I'd like to iterate once again what Gaurav just said. If you have any further questions or further queries about the solution or the services that we can offer to your organization or you as an individual, you can always send them those to me, and then I will be mediating with Gaurav and his team at Satori. That's always there. Once again, I think if we do not have any further questions, I would like to thank Gaurav for his time, and thank you all for your time. And I'd like to end this meeting right here, and we'll catch up. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Good afternoon. Bye-bye, everyone.